Double KMG. Aight, yeah, aight, drop.
Welcome. My name is Cluren Williams. I'm the revolutionary activist and author based out of Austin, Texas, East Austin. This is my first podcast live. This is our season 1, and this show is called Every Second with Cluren Williams. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for having me. We're going to give a shout out real quick to my team because I want everybody to understand why I asked my guest to be on the show, because she is an amazing person. She represents Black excellence.
My name is Delia King, and I live in Kansas City, Missouri.
Offering you bitterness. That's not anything a man wants. Why would you want a bitter female? Well, I'm bitter because of my own merits. So it's not your job to fix the bitterness. It's my job to fix. As much as I want a man to come to me ready, able to provide, work, and handle himself, I think that me as a female, I need to have my emotions in check, because if a man wants peace, I don't have any because I'm frustrated. I'm bitter. I'm emotional. I'm upset. So I made this video because today I realized that I don't have anything to offer a man outside of good looks. And I learned that I don't want a man for just his looks. So how can I be so selfish and only offer a bare minimum and expect so much? That is some unfair shit.
I'm looking at this video and I'm telling myself, because me and Victor, we have a lot of conversations a lot of times. And, he always yelling stuff like women don't have no code. And I say stuff like, man, please don't take this and go worldwide, make this no message, man. All my fans and support, man, is women, man. They gonna crucify me, man. They gonna kill me if they think I'm riding with you and you on this bullshit.
I'm Victor Vinziant with UPC Vice President, and I want to bring on Shonda Curb, who is a full-on counselor, mental health therapist. She's going to give us the game about how we should be seeing and taking care of ourselves and putting our veterans on notice, and how we can help take care of our community.
All right.
So I'm Shonda Curb. I started out as a pastoral counselor in the city. I'm still a counselor in the city, but I am, moving around. So I'm a little bit more mobile now. So I do virtual counseling. I offer it in all 50 United States. So you don't necessarily have to live in Texas to reach me. I have 2 master's degrees, one in pastoral counseling from Liberty University and a master's in marriage, family, and child therapy from the University of Mary Hardin-Baylor right here in Belton, Texas. I also have a bachelor's in religion from Liberty University. All of those credentials I use to kind of give mostly our community, because that's who I market to, because I love my people. So to give our community better help than what they're receiving. As of now, there are a lot of disparities in the health field in general, but in the mental health field in particular, especially with having brown and melanated counselors available for our population of people. And when I tell you that it's important to have a counselor who understands your life experience and your cultural experience, I'm telling you that it's so important.
You ain't got to tell me. I know, because I'm crazy, I'm messed up, I'm deranged. I have a lot of things that I need to be in therapy for. And every time they get ready to say, Cluren, why you just don't take counseling? You know how much it'll help you. I say, well, okay, I'm going to pick my counselor. I want a counselor who can identify with me. I don't need nobody taking no money to have me laying on no damn couch with no pen and no pad asking me questions just so I can vent. Venting is not always the answer for Black men. We need real treatment and healing. We need a real healing process. One is because we're cultivated and we are soulful people, not mindful people. Before we become mathematical and astrologists and all this other good stuff that our chemically induced body and blood presents to the world, we are spiritual beings. So whatever counseling I get, it better come with some type of scent, incense and shit going on, and some smooth music and green lights and purple lights and then shit. I better not want to leave the motherfucker. I don't want to go nowhere for no counseling. I'm ready to go before I get there. You see what I'm saying? That's not counseling, that's torture. But again, I appreciate you for coming. We got a lot of questions for you. We got things that we want to go and run through you, and we got your energy and this feminine energy, which is the most powerful energy known to humankind. Everything y'all doing, man, I congratulate, I salute it, I support it. I know it's gonna be hard to do that shit when you got them tugging ass relationships. So how many of y'all are ready and prepared to step into this new year with new people, new places, and new things? Are any of you fellas right now in a relationship? How do you feel about mental health? Is mental health a concern with you as you move forward, knowing that all these rap niggas getting popped and getting gone and they full of this dope? A lot of niggas don't like to talk about the dope. A lot of niggas don't like to say, man, the dope made the nigga do the shit he do. I said that in defense of the fact that, nigga, that shit make you do some weird shit, bro. And niggas don't want to talk about it as if, oh, nigga, you just tripping. Nigga, I done smoked the sherm, nigga. I'm a grown motherfucking man, nigga. I was born. I ain't never smoked no mo. I ain't never snorted no powder. I ain't never snorted no motherfucking Xanax, nigga. I ain't never did all that. I ain't never snorted shit. I ain't put no heroin in my motherfucking veins. Nigga, I drunk liquid heroin, real codeine, real promethazine, real drink in the jelly jar, the Gerber jar. But nigga, I ain't just been no druggie like that, nigga. You see what I'm saying? So if I say something, nigga, I mean it, because nigga, I've been there and done that, nigga, and done it 2 times over when the shit was cool. See, right now, a nigga look at a sherm head and say, oh, the nigga that's an X-pill head ain't the same. You a motherfucking lie. Nigga, if you ain't got no prescription for no motherfucking Adderall, you popping meth, fool. If you ain't got no prescription for no pills right now in 2021, you popping meth, my nigga. No wonder your skin all goddamn different colors in your cheeks.
Hey, but let me say this though, Jinx.
Yeah.
Man, these niggas, man, they taking these drugs, man, to enhance they thought process.
No, they ain't trying to enhance their dick, bro. These niggas freaks. I'ma just be real with you. Ain't nobody trying to be smarter. Nigga, them ain't the drugs that make you smarter. Nigga, you can eat fruit. Nigga, you can eat some real fruit and be smart, nigga. They got brain food. Real brain food. These niggas smart. These niggas doing this shit so they can get freaky, my nigga. So they can go to Fool's Land and get the white girl and get a big cotton candy bag and slide down the goddamn roller coaster butt ass naked. Our prayers also want to go out to Michigan, Oxford High School shooting in Michigan. There were a lot of victims, and just like I said earlier this year, and majority of the actual episodes we wound up talking about school shootings and public school, and how kids are going to public school snorting cocaine, getting pregnant, getting killed. They are not even having to worry about going to the streets. We thought if we could keep the kids in school, that we can keep them out the streets. Well, guess what, people? Public school have turned into a cesspool. Public school has turned into the new streets. Public school is where you lose your virginity. Public school is where you get into your first fight. Public school could be where you get your first body. Public school where you make your first couple dollars. Public school is a lot of places where you get your first taste of life. And the sad part is we don't have enough personnel, enough people that's being responsible for the children, because I truly believe the responsibility starts in the home. You can send your kids to public school, private school, whatever school, charter school that you can find or that you can afford. But if you don't do the things that you have to do in the household with the kids, which is strike some of these situations, which is strike some of the things that will keep them from being able to prosper in life, you have to address that at home. You have to address bullying. You have to address homosexuality. You have to address sex before early enough stages. And that's what I mean by homosexuality, people. So don't get this crazy. What I'm saying is these are conversations coming in with 12-year-old, 11-year-old boys and girls. So if a 12-year-old, 11-year-old boy and girl is talking about homosexuality, they really just talking about sexuality. Not one side, but just sex. And they are not old enough or mature enough to understand this. But public school is a cesspool. So our prayers and our condolences go out to all the families and the victims involved in this mass shooting, another school shooting. And it was a school shooting before that. And I can keep going down the list this year, how many school shootings that we have. But I don't want to hold you all day about it. But I need you to wake up, people. beware and protect your children. Your children are under attack. If you went to prison and you ain't dead today, now the devil going after your babies. If you was a dope fiend, cracked out on any type of drug, heroin, meth, anything, man, opiates, guess what? If you ain't dead and the devil try to kill you, well, guess what what he gonna do next? He gonna go for your kids. Your kids are under attack. This country is more older than it is young. The kids, again, I'ma say it, are under attack. We must mount together to protect these babies, man. I know I am. I've been held a hell of a hand trying to fight for my fatherism, just to be a father. I've been called everything up under the sun, except a man that has tried. And I know there's a lot of men out there that are trying. And so I just want you to know, man, to be careful and protect your babies. Our prayers go out to the victims that's involved. Please, please be careful and stay prayed up, people. It is a troubling hard times. Victor, he come from jumping out of planes and lifting up thousands of pounds, and now he's trying to talk to little people, like little kids. And so he's very intimidating already. He got big shoulders, and stuff. And so I need your help, you know what I'm saying, with Victor. You know what I'm saying? Help him make himself. Yeah, because he got this real, G.I. Joe look a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? And, so I asked him myself, I was like, Victor, do you know jiu-jitsu? Because, sometimes I be joking. I don't want you to get mad and grab me and put me in the figure four or the pretzel. You know what I'm saying? Have me all bent up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because, that's how we men. You know what I'm saying? At some point, men got to get used to horseplay. 3 of these artists right here who just passed away recently, Young Dolph, King Von, and Mo3, they all passed away in November. Me, myself, I lost a lot of my peers and that I love dearly in the month of November. November's always been a hard month for my family. How can you be this star that everybody supposedly love, right? And they killing you in your own city. They killing us in our own cities. And this is him here, right here with his family. This is how you see the real. See, all that other stuff, being a famous rapper and, and all that stuff, this is what he cared about. This is what he worked for. This is what he did it all for. And y'all just took that man away from that entire family. So I want y'all to see that, and I want y'all to look close. Look how you destroying families, man, with this ignorance. Man probably ain't got no reason. You can't tell me why y'all beefing. A lot of y'all don't know why y'all beefing. I look up and I say, man, look how many kids want to be rappers. And then I look up and I see how these rappers are setting, the examples. And I'm like, I hope that ain't what you want to be. I hope it ain't what you want to be, because it ain't right no more. It used to be escape from out of the violence and the drugs and, the setups and going to prison. It used to be a way out. But now it's like it doesn't matter. One thing that I had to tell my partner this week is, man, I had to get out of my city. No matter how many people swear they love me, no matter how many people swear they support me, no matter how many people come up and shake my hand and hug me and say, you do great things, you legendary, I know at the end of the day, one of them will take me out. As soon as they get a whiff that I got a plan to get out of this crab in the bucket place, soon as they see that I'm up one, that I'm winning, soon as they see me successful and I don't need to be there no more, the time that I return, they'll kill you. They'll kill me. I know this. All the great ones from Nipsey on down. Tell me why, if it's so much love, right, in your own city, in your own town, tell me why we dying in our own city. We ain't going nowhere else and dying. I know if I leave out of Austin, I left out my city, I know the chances of somebody just walking up smoking me was very slim. Why? Ain't nobody had no reason to. They ain't got a reason to. See, they make up reasons in cities where you're from to come and hurt you, man, and kill you, man. We do want to say, on this show that we love your dog, man, and we're going to put our lighters in the air, baby. You know what it is, and we're going to have a moment of silence, man. Ted, I got a link with Young Dolph's song, man. One of my favorite songs. I want you to play his song for me right now. And I want everybody to just take time, man, listen to my man voice, man, listen to him flow, listen to what we done lost, man. Senseless violence must stop. Black on black crime must stop. Today we got a youngster here, man, that's here to make a difference, who's representing black excellence. And I got him a guest on my show. He was referred to me to another friend who's already been on the show. Ted, I want you to bring in on my first guest, please, man. How you doing, Amari? What's the deal, baby?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Hello, everybody. My name is Amari Nelson. I am 16 years old, and I've recently moved to Austin, Texas. I was born and raised for 15 years in Buffalo, New York, where I grew up knowing that violence was in my culture, but always saw a way to escape. I wasn't a normal kid. I never was. I'm the big kid. I'm never supposed to fit in, but I was fine with that. I accepted that at a young age. But
Yeah,
when I was younger, I watched my mom go through a lot of things, car accidents and stuff, and us having to move, quite a few times when I was younger. And it made me think about what I wanted to do when I got older, mainly because my mom would always talk about owning her own business. And when she finally went and got her stuff together, I remember the first thing I said to my mom was, I'm going to own my business just like you.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
didn't realize that from that moment, what I meant would actually stick with me, because then people in my family, they began to help me. Like, even though I could feel like they had some kind of like what you would call like family hate towards each other,
yeah,
because it's like, okay, you want to do better than everybody else. Why? We don't like that. But
yeah,
I
yeah.
saw it as a way of motivation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know it makes so you're 16 years old, man. You're working in the community, you're doing stuff with Weekend. Weekend referred to you as the extraordinary kid of the week, but you're a young man. I don't want to call you kid. I've already spoken to you. You're very fascinating, you're very smart and intelligent, and you got your head on straight, and that in itself should be applauded, and it should be supported, and it should be praised at 16 years old. Why? Because we got a 16-year-old still right now dying, you know, and getting into stuff, trying to be grown, of course, trying to live a fast life real fast and have it all, before they even know anything about life. And here you are getting ready to start early dedication to giving back and being of service and being a good deed of service, and knowing that you have service and being a servant, and you are right with that. And so give me some more clues about what you're doing in the community and what it looks like.
So coming down here, right, I say a week after we moved in and settled into where we were staying at, which was a hotel, but you start off somewhere when you go to a new place. Aunt came and got me, and he said, "Let's go. We leaving.
And that's Anthony
Where we going?"
Jackson, right?
Yes,
Anthony
sir.
Jackson, the founder
Jackson.
of Weekend, right? Shout
Yes, sir.
out Anthony Jackson, founder of Weekend. Had you on here a couple of weeks ago. Much love, man, for what you're doing in the community, man. And
To the people that have never seen me before, I'm Victor Vinziant. I'm a veteran. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a published author. I got a couple of books that I've written called The Code. My book was written to try to reset Black people, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? We had to take a second and sit back and have a conversation about accountability. And this book was written to contribute to that discussion.
yeah.
And, we've been trying to take the same metal from our cultural responsibility into the schoolhouse.
Hey man, we went to the elementary schools in the city of Killeen, KISD, working with the communities in schools. Shout out Miss Cinnamon Clay. Shout out Miss Coco and Rancid Middle School with the communities in school program. Principal G, everybody that's involved with making sure that these kids are getting certain tools that they need to have a fighting chance in society. Truth
Yep.
is, man, working around kids or youth who have basically been either, homeless, disportioned, already got a felony, already pregnant, just basically, already set up in stages where they're gonna get cheated like grown-ups because they're doing grown-up things. But at the same time, we can't just go to the school, cuss the teacher out, kick in the door and say, "Oh, y'all not teaching my baby right," and woo 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 woo. Fact is, a lot of these things start at home, right? And so we've already set up programs, ways to go into the school and not just talk, but bring resources. But here's a picture of some of the kids right here. That's me right there. Rancier Middle School. Me and Victor, we went in there and we talked to about 200 kids that day. Victor, I mean, we had a great time, man. We had a great time. And so, going into the schools, I already teaching 200 kids, 80 kids, 25 kids, intimate sessions, what I'm saying, one-on-ones, out, offering mentorship outside of school. And also, putting the curriculum and the right curriculum back to form the program that I'm forming to making sure that we're doing what we need to do for the kids. The program that I'm forming is called Peace. Please educate all children everywhere. I got a companion of mine right now, Victor, working with me, and I got a few more partners jumping in. But if you'd like to join in, Ted, please put that on the screen in capital abbreviation letters, PEACE. Please educate all children everywhere. This is a program that we're going to start working with communities in school and putting them in all the schools in the state of Texas. We're going to go in, get some conflict resolution going, building some tools, some strong tools for young men and women that they can utilize. And they're giving me their attention, then this is the perfect time to show them things that I never got to learn while I was growing up to be a man. So yeah, man, you get my information on there. Donate to the cause. Donate to these kids. Donate to giving back to these children. Right? If you don't have the time to volunteer, we are accepting donations. You'll have my information there. See it right there on the screen, and you have an opportunity to get involved. Please educate all children everywhere. It's firm and it's real. My brother Anthony Jackson, he's here with me. We can represent Black excellence.
I'm the founder and CEO of We Can Now, which is a nonprofit that's for the community. Yeah, you can find us on Facebook at We Can Now. You can find us on IG at We Can Now, Twitter, LinkedIn, We Can Now. It's all the same tag. Our website is www.wecannow.org.
Could you speak briefly on some of the things you do with the youth and the activities that you're running with the weekend program?
Yeah, so growing up on the east side, man, my father wasn't there. My uncles were pretty much my role models, and all of them were street guys. My mother put me in Big Brother, Big Sister program when I was a junior in high school, and at that point, I got to see the influence and the power of mentorship. I also, growing up in the communities that I grew up in, I also realized that there was a lack of positive Black role models out there, and a lot of my friends didn't have male figures in their homes. So that was one of the biggest reasons why we was out here suffering. And so instead of complaining about it and not doing anything, I asked myself, what is something that I could do for myself, for my family, for my city? And it was start a nonprofit and start mentoring these kids. So we mentor. We also have a sports edition to where we're training kids. I play basketball. That's really what got me out the hood. Yeah, so we mentor and then we train kids in sports. We always encourage a healthy lifestyle as well.
Oh, that's what's up, man. I'm looking at some of the pictures you got right here on your website, man. So you're training kids, you're mentoring kids, you're teaching them, you're guiding them, you're filling in some of those voids that some of us have when we're talking about the less than the less fortunate, not having enough parental support or guidance or wisdom around them or resources or funding to support ourselves as young youth run into a lot in those type of homes and those type of dysfunctional homes without stability. Doesn't mean it's not any love there, but it's just a different thing when we're talking about stability. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. So how many times a month do you go out and feed the homeless? Like how many times do you know how many is it every month, once a month, or how many times you go out and
It's every Sunday. So
every Sunday?
we've been out servicing every single Sunday since March 2020.
Wow. Every Sunday since March 2020. The basically in the middle of the pandemic.
right before it jumped off,
Yeah,
which
or
is like the best
everything
time,
shut
right?
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best time. It was all shut down. We was outside. We was outside.
Oh, all right. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So Anthony, just lift up your camera a little bit right here where we can see your face. Um, So you represent Black excellence, like I said before. You represent Black excellence. A lot of things that you do with your nonprofit organization, how you give back, man, is just awesome, right? It's just awesome. I admire you not only for what you do, but as a Black man and a brother. I support you in the best way I can. I root you on every day, brother. Not only root you on, I pray for you. I pray that you also have the healing process getting into your life too, to keep you strong enough to keep going when you're fighting this battle and doing what you're doing. Because a lot of us will keep giving, and not having really much getting put in, and so that is also a draining process. It is a draining process. But you are my nonprofit organization of the week. What you do, you stand out alone. How you do it, nobody can do it like you do it. I brag on you all the time, man, and it's good to see you, evolving. I'm watching you evolve and grow. I'm watching you speak things in existence and grow. I'm watching. Now, other people might be competing. We is from Austin, but I'm watching you evolve. And what I want to say from my family, my support system, my resources here, my damn show, we got love for you, baby. We got love for you. And we congratulate you in what you're doing, man, and ask God to keep you pushing, push you on. And congratulations to the your new addition to the family and your child, man. So congratulations, Papa, on that. Again, as
Yeah,
I
just got
asked my
married too.
oh yeah, oh yeah. As my Black excellence representative today, I like to ask you what kind of positive message that you can give the followers for today that you live by to help you get through all the struggles, because you are a man when you wake up and before you go to sleep. If I remove all the titles that you hold right now, I could never make you less than a man. So by saying that you are a father, right? You are brother, uncle. What are you using to make it through all this craziness, bruh?
Man, God, faith, and
God faith.
I
That's
don't let
right.
nothing get in the way. I don't bullshit. I don't play around. I don't do anything that don't really concern my purpose. And my purpose is uplifting myself, my family, our people, our community. So I just indulge in that 100%. You know, there's a lot of great days and there's bad days, but when you know what you signed up for and what you know, and when you know what your purpose is, you take it all. So God and faith is how I persevere through everything.
Already. Okay, if I could sum up your entire story, your walk today, what you've been through in the past, your upbringing to the present, what is one word that somebody has told you, given you, maybe that you learned in reading, that what is one word that you can give me that'll sum up Anthony Jackson, like Anthony Jackson? What one word can you give me that'll cover up your story right now, if you can think of one? Just one. Not bad.
Perseverance.
Perseverance. Already. Already. I respect that. We've had a couple of people bring that same one word to the show. And so that I hope for the listeners, y'all catching on and you seeing that there's a trend going, and not just a trend, but there's a immediate confirmation going on when you seeing people saying how they discussing that they're on their level right now to focus on their destination, their destiny, their purpose, what they're doing. For some reason, everybody keep coming up with this word, perseverance. So if you're listening, there is something behind that, and maybe it was a reason that you needed to hear it. Maybe you needed to understand why people are holding on to this word and what it means in their lives right now. So I appreciate you, Anthony, for giving us that word, because that word is also extraordinary. Now,
I got another one. If other people have said,
what's the other word? What's the other word?
it will be love.
Love. Already. Love is a powerful word. Very powerful. Now, what I want to challenge you to do is get me some extraordinary kids. You work with children, you work with the youth all the time. I have a
Mhm.
segment on my every second show with Cluren Williams where we highlight extraordinary children. I'm
Man, I got
inviting
a bunch
you
of them.
Yeah, I'm inviting you to maybe help partner with me in doing that. Let's highlight their achievements, their academic achievements. We need to show more black faces in different spaces outside of sports and music. Uh,
Straight
uh,
up.
uh, and you have those available. You have those young men who you're giving back to. Literally, man, what we just did a hoop dream type of event at Givens Park, and you ball
Yeah,
one
that was
on
dope.
one. You won. You gave money and shoes and stuff to a young teen who will be graduating soon. Man, you and the team was like so happy. Man, I done seen you myself, right? Give back right there initially instead of take. Like your first move is always to figure out how can you help and give instead of take, man. And that's just something that doesn't happen with a lot. You don't see that with a lot of people no more. And
It's
so,
the LOVE word I just said.
yeah, it is. It is. So at the show, me and my team, we want to challenge you to come back at a later date and bring us and introduce us one of these extraordinary youth that
I
you
already got
have been
one.
grooming. And I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. It'd be as many as they can fit on this screen. Bring them in, and we want to show them our love, and we're gonna have a surprise for them too. So we'll have some time. We can set that up. Like I said, I do
Yeah.
this every Thursday at 5:30 CT time. So that is one challenge that I want to leave you with before we do split ways today. And I will catch back up with you and remind you. But we're
Me
going to
too.
get some extraordinary children on here and highlight their achievements for the whole world to see. And I think that'll be real cool. So this is every second with Corinne Williams. I like to keep it rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. And so we got a few things we're gonna tackle. First of all, I got a question for you. Do you like Texas Longhorns? Well, that ain't what I want to ask. What I really want to say was, who is your college team? Who you ready for? I've been rocking with UT. I ain't been watching the games. They've been inappropriate for the last 3 games, real inappropriate. So I've been watching it, but that's still my team. And I always ask my guests, who is your college team?
Man, I ain't been watching no college football in years, man.
Yeah.
And I don't really watch TV that much nowadays. But if I had to choose a team, I would UT off the top.
Already, all day, all day. Now they just came back with another loss by Baylor last week, audience,
Oh
and we
man.
ain't gonna even get into that. But it seems like they can't hold on to leads and they can't finish the game. So if anything, we see where they have to work on what they got to do to get back. They got a few little scandals going on and stuff like that. It's really hilarious. I don't want to get into. I don't want to waste my time on that bull crap. We're gonna keep it on moving. So we'll keep going. Self-help tips of the week. Do you have any self-help tips of the week? You do a lot of working out and stuff. I know you got something for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure you're praying. Take some time to pray. Take some time to meditate. Take some time for yourself. Remember to take care of yourself. I know you touched on that a little bit about a couple minutes ago, but those are my self-help tips. If ain't nobody there to help you, at least you got one person to help yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, which is you. So that's my self-help tip of the week. Help yourself. Meditate, pray, get out, enjoy the outdoors, do something that you love, do something that you like, do something you ain't did in a minute, but just take care of yourself. It's very important.
Already.
Exercise, stretch, even if you just go into a quiet place and you just be silent, just so you can listen to your thoughts and your heartbeat, become one with yourself. And that'll
Uh,
probably open up prayer.
yeah, I like that, man. It will. I like to pray, you know. A lot of people don't understand that prayer works. There's power in prayer. And I believe that. I'm one of those people. I believe that. Local resources. Are you familiar with any local resources in your town? What has stuck out to you that people should know about that you can let some of our viewers know? So if they're in the central Texas area and Austin and stuff like that, or in the area, and that they can look up and maybe get some support. Are you familiar with any local resources available?
Man, I'm gonna just start by saying this. Salute to all of my brothers and sisters, and by I say brothers and sisters, I mean black and brown colored businesses in the city that's stepping up. So just a couple I can name off top is like Sharonda Robinson and Terry P. Mitchell. That's Black Leaders Collective. That's a great resource that's within the community right now. Y'all should reach out to them. Again, that's Black Leaders Collective. I would also say my sister Mimi Styles with Measure. That is a great organization as well, and it's a good resource, especially if you have a business. But she know a lot of people, and she's in a lot of circles, and Measure's just a bomb. I would also say AJC, Austin Justice Coalition. Chaz Moore, I believe, is the founder of that. Black Women in Business with Rose Smith. I will also say that's a great resource. If you're a family out there and need food, we've partnered with them and give out groceries every single week. They've been doing it for years. That's the OG. So that's Black Women in Business with Rose Smith.
Victor, I'd like you to take control of this part, and I want you to introduce our guests and treat them like you treat your new girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Be nice to them. Be polite. You know what I'm saying? Buy them something to eat. All that good stuff.
Man, I take them out on a date.
Well, no, you ain't got to take them out, but just treat them nice. Treat them nice on my show. That's all I mean. Just treat them nice on my show.
Since I'm a veteran, and being a veteran is very dear to me, I like to give my other brothers in my other tribes and my military experience a chance to talk about what it's like to be, like in a constant mode of trying to assimilate to regular society after serving in the United States military. You know what I'm saying? Adam is one of my guys
but hold on. I told you to introduce you. I didn't tell you to talk. Introduce the guest. Let him talk. I want to hear from him. I talk to you all the time. Let me hear his voice. I don't even know what he sound like. He might sound like Mike Tyson. I don't know what he sound like, man. Let the man talk. I want to hear your voice. Man, can you talk? Introduce the guest, please. So you not being like he trying to hog. He trying to hog the.
Now I'm trying to hog it. Oh,
okay,
man.
just introduce the guest, please.
hey, Adam, go ahead. You see how he told me what to do, and then he talk about it. Go ahead.
I'm just here, man. I'm just here. Look, I appreciate you putting me on, honestly, Mr. Williams. But Vic has taught me a lot, being a vet, trying to get through this whole struggle of life, doing everything else. Like it's been with his guidance and his help, I've been able to kind of like change my family tree, which is dope. And if we could help any other veterans do this, is exactly what they need to do as well. I mean, we're taught from military to be, watch your back, buddy, watch your buddy. You know what I mean? And we all got to watch out for each other in these streets, and the finance game is the same thing, even after retirement. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help spread what I could, to help other folks out.
Word.
Crazy, but I got a blessed day today. I got so many people here to support the show. So, hey, man, Ted, let's get rolling, man. Let's get right into the show, man. I want you to bring in Terry for me. She is amazing. She is somebody that I need the world to know about. And so that's why I invited her. But I'm going to let you talk yourself, Terry, and you can tell the world who you are and what you're doing and your specialty. I work with Terry also in the community. So, but go ahead. I don't want to hold you up anymore.
Well, Cluren, thank you so much. Yet again, Jinx, you're doing it for the culture. Really honored and excited to be on the show, myself and my daughter.
All right.
I know, right? My name's Terry Mitchell. Like Cluren mentioned, I am a native Austinite, born and raised on the east side. Cluren and I, we've known each other since Dobie Middle School, so we go back 20 years. In that time, I picked myself up by my own bootstraps, and I've been able to, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have a few businesses in and out of the community, and a philanthropist and a community activist, a community servant by way of the Black Leaders Collective. Yeah, so with the Black Leaders Collective, right now, some really big things that we're working on is an African American men's health clinic. As we all know, Black folk, we've always been guinea pigs, and we don't trust the health system very much. And so an African American health clinic is going to be the second in the country, the second of its kind in the country. The first and only one exists in Chicago, Illinois. And it really is a place and a space where Black men can see representation in their doctors and their nurses and feel comfortable and trust their healthcare providers. So that's coming. It's set to open next month. We're about 2 months behind. So I'm really excited about that and what that means for the Black man. The Black man is the head of our household. And what that means is if he's healthy, then the rest of the household will be. So really excited about that. It'll be right off of 183 in Cameron. So it's right there where, where we are or where we were.
Could you give us like a shout out of some of the local nonprofit organizations that you work with that you suggest and other people to get involved with, to reach out to? Maybe even do you have some resources?
Yeah, to shout out some restaurants, I definitely shout out I feel like Six Square is doing a really good job. The Austin Area Urban League, Austin Justice Coalition, Measure Austin, Black Austin Coalition. These are just to name a few, but really and truly, it's the community leaders that don't have organizations attached to them that's doing the work. Cluren, you're an activist and a revolutionary all by yourself, and I know you're attached to all of the organizations that I mentioned. But at the end of the day, it's our true local, cornbread fed, on the ground, boots on the ground leaders that are doing the work. So shout out to the East Side.
Man, introduce none other than Julia Hardwick. She is a good friend of mine who I connected with over social media for over a great span of time. I want to say it's been more than 5 or 6 years. I know that for sure. She's a veteran. She's a clinical psychiatrist. She studied, is it psychiatrist or psychologist? I always get those two mixed up.
Psychologist,
clinical psychologist.
Well, you got your mic unmuted now. She can talk for herself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm about to say.
What's up, Julia? How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Appreciate it. I was just letting them introduce me. I appreciate the accolades.
He rude like that. He just wants to start
But introduce yourself, Julia. I know who Victor is. We want to know who you are. Don't introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about your background, what you do.
Being out here in this community, working within the school systems. I'm a substitute now in KISD. I used to be a aide, but now I'm substituting because I felt like there's an element that needs to be taught and worked with. So I felt like what better place to put my talents at than at the local high schools, because our kids are idle wild out here.
Already.
So just basically out here just trying to mend the fences, be productive be productive in Black excellence, and bring the community together little by little for those who want to be in open dialogue and want to be solutions and not problems. We already know the problems. So we're solution focused now.
Kevin Butler, he's there you go. He is a king and he represents Black excellence in his own right.
I like to consider myself an advocate for accountability. I'm always preaching, accountability, professionalism, and holding people to the eye of the standard of the people. And you know what I'm saying? I'm holding the public eye on the police, and I am making sure that they're held to the standard that they are supposed to be holding themselves to. And so, I actively seek those interactions with the police whenever I'm walking on my, I love to walk. Better know if you seen somebody standing next to a cop car with a camera in his hand, 9 times out of 10, that was me. So basically what I do is record police, not just the police, but I hold everybody that gets paid by our tax dollars accountable to the standard that they supposed to hold themselves to, and that's the law.
What is one of the phrases, philosophy, or whatever it is? What do you use? Because your father, right? You're a mentor. You're trying to get back into the schools. You're from the streets. You play sports.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What are you using to make it through the day, man? What is the phrase? What is the word? We want to know because we might can use it ourselves.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? I want to say that, you know, Sack Life, man, strong on click, which also means struggling together, reaching our next goals, always remain motivated. You know what I mean? So to struggle ain't always bad. You know, I say struggling together. You know, struggle ain't always bad. It means to advance forward with great effort. So that means that we put in work to get to where we're going or where, you know, where we at. You know, we're not in the same place. You know, to work out and everything, you know, you got to really put it in. You know, you got to really grind for it. So there's in the same way of life and everything else that we're trying to do, you got to really grind for it. Ain't nothing going to be given to you. In the same way your education, you know, strong arm your education, you got to really take it. You know, we've been going to school all these years, but they're not giving us what we really need. You know what I'm saying? Like to be what we want to be anyway. We're going to have to get that on our own. That's why we got to tune into the right people, you know what I'm saying? So we can get the right messages. But like I say, struggling together, reaching our next goal, I always remain motivated, man. Like I say, the struggle ain't always bad. Like Nip say, the marathon continues, man. It's the same thing. The struggle continues.
Yeah.
For my people, you know, as my man was out there recording it, the struggle continues. Like here it is, 2021, 2022. And it's still going, it's not going, you know what I mean? Like the struggle continues for my people, man. So we just going to keep on striving and conquering, you know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like that, man. It's very unique. It's all you. That's why that's my boy, man. Hey, East Side, man. East Side. Y'all be proud, East Side. Be proud, East Side, boy. You came back with something. I like that slick talking ass. I like that old smooth talking ass shit, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Cause you know I'm rough. I'm raw. My voice is loud. I scare girls and shit. You know what I'm saying? Every time I say something, she's like, why you yelling? I don't know. Crazy, deranged. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay though, because I love y'all, appreciate y'all, and that right there is what I'm talking about. That's a message to keep on. I'm glad we're recording this, man, because I can always come back and I can hear that message and I can take that and I can move forward and I can use that in my life. I appreciate that.
We've gotten to the point to where everybody has this, I don't want to be played. Nobody wants to sit down and have the honest conversations. I tell my daughters all the time, when you meet a guy, you need to ask up front, what's your intentions? Okay, everybody always wants to sit down and pretend and have all this fake ass representative shows up and stuff like that, because nobody actually knows how to sit down and just actually have conversations. I have sat with people, and if they're not on their phones, they don't know how to act.
I'm gonna play a little video from my homeboy Big Red, KKMG Big Red. He just got home, doing his time, doing his little bid. He trying to get back into the music scene. I want y'all to support him. He on YouTube right now. It's Quincy Alexander. But we gonna let Big Red, you know, do a little freestyle for y'all. Go. I want y'all to check out Big Red. Tell me what y'all think about Big Red.
It's portfolio, man. You pulled up and showed up, man. ATX in here, man. We pulled up, man. You know what I'm saying? Cut muddy. I'm dripping. You know what I'm saying? This for the whole team, man. Shout out to my boy GC, man. Al G, man. Tony Touch, man. My dude, Lil Pickle, man. Yo, you know what it is. Straight off the head right here. I hang out with thousandaires. My homeboys are thousandaires. We got thousands everywhere. I done pushed 1,000 squares. I done sold 1,000 bills. Thousands here. We got thousands everywhere. I done fucked 1,000 hoes. I done copped 1,000 clothes. Thousands here. We got thousands everywhere. I done whipped 1,000 O's. I done fucked 1,000 hoes. Thousands here. We got thousands everywhere. You got thousands in your crib, man. You know what it is, man. We running a rack show, man.
KKMG. So before we go out, I just want to clear up one more quick message. Again, through the domestic violence, toxic relationships, it also brings you drama. Drama and trauma. I'm traumatized. There's no cure for having trauma. A lot of people don't even know what it is, and they don't know the effects of it and things that come with being traumatized. but I think that we can get a better view on it if we let Julia clean up some of our confusion. So Julia, go ahead and take it away and give us your expertise about trauma as far as what you know and some things that we can do to make it through the day while we're going through fighting through our traumatizations.
So basically, trauma is just your emotional response to the things that have happened to you. Trauma doesn't always have to be something serious. Like you don't have to be beat or witness a murder or, you know, almost lose your life or something like that. When I talk with children and how we traumatize children, I talk about how we talk to our kids. Your words are like knives. Your words can bring life or they can give death. And a lot of people don't, especially as parents, we'll go and we'll say things to our kids, you know, without even thinking about how does that affect my child? How does that affect, you know, how is that going to affect me? It's the things that we say to one another. So we tend to always think of it like, oh, it's got to be something massive that happened. No, it doesn't have to be. And that's not always what it's about. But being able to learn how to not let your trauma control your life. Some traumas can be dealt with in 2.5 seconds because depending upon your self-esteem, you know, and where you're at in your life, you can brush some stuff off. Other traumas need to be packaged into a different, you have to start at the elements. You have to get down, dig into the roots, figure out where it's stemming from and go from there. When it comes to domestic violence, you know, we watch each other beat on each other and we watch our parents go through it. And back then it was kind of the norm. You know, if your daddy slapped your mom upside her head, it was like, oh, that's what he's supposed to do to get his family in line. Everybody's got to be in line. You know, mama knocked daddy, grandma knocked granddaddy upside the head with an iron. Hey, that was the price that was paid for stepping out and stuff like that. So people didn't want to address what that seeing that particular thing could mean and lead to others to think and believe that it is okay for me to do this. So when it comes down to trauma, it comes down to resiliency. And that is something that I know in our community, we lack on such a grand level. We lack the resiliency to deal with the issues that we have. We take those issues and we just pack them and pack them and pack them on. And then we just fall into this whole mindset of, well, that's all I've ever known. So this is all I can ever give, because we have never been shown any other way to go through and package. And then, of course, that also still comes back to us as Black people arguing with one another. And then Black men and women sitting there arguing with one another, trying to re-traumatize the other or whatever, because nobody has resiliency to deal with the situations at hand. You know, she's so cute. How do we do that? It always starts with open, but a lot of people don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that they've got this problem. They don't want to hear that they're toxic. They don't want to hear that they are the victims of their own circumstances in a lot of these cases. When it comes down to, because I'm also a sex therapist, that's the other degree that I have. So when it comes down to sexual trauma and stuff like that, that is something that, you know, yes, that's a serious thing. And that takes years. It, you know, it takes time to get people, depending upon that level or whatever. Being in abusive relationships that you didn't know how to get out of, those things take time. But of course, we always start building on being resilient. Resiliency basically means you're developing a wall to be able to not get stuck. So you're able to block things. Stuff happens. Some stuff you can, you know, hey, I'm gonna put this to the side. It's done. Some stuff you got to give a little bit more thought to. So it strains a lot of our relationships too. And I feel like, you know, when it comes down to us, when it comes down to our children especially, we have to open the dialogue to start watching our words. Actions, yes, actions mean a lot. But I could slap you and you get over it tomorrow. But I could come in. But I could come in and literally, some of the things that can come out of my mouth to people are some of the things that I know that I have the power of tongue. With my clients, I have to be careful sometimes of the stuff that comes out my mouth, Just like I have to be careful with my little brown babies of the stuff that comes out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I can't go and call my son a little nappy head ass little nigga.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
while I might think that it's fine, now my child running around here thinking that he nappy head. You know, your old bum ass bitch. You know, now my daughter running around here thinking that she a bum ass bitch and she ain't never gonna be nothing better.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
everybody has the power. So, you know, like I said, trauma is not always, it's not always that serious natural disaster or, you know, all those serious events. Sometimes our trauma is just simply for the stuff that comes out of our mouths. But we still, yeah, you know what? You are absolutely right. There are, but I kind of feel like they daddy knew when they got in.
No, yeah, they don't worry about it. They just got on here, so they ain't been listening. They been closed down with me. But you is right. You when you said being resilient, when we're talking about trauma, I'm being traumatized and actually not knowing what it is, not knowing what anxiety is, what panic attacks are, not knowing any of these things, actually going through this stuff, not using and then trying to use stuff like sex therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know that was something that you could use. I was abused so much as a child that I was really doing so much stuff and it wasn't doing nothing but hurting me more and more and more. I thought I was releasing it and releasing this energy, but I wasn't. Julia, thank you so much for clearing this up. Being traumatized is a everyday disease. Veterans, they ought to know how it feels to have PTSD. Veterans, they know how it feels, and so do the civilians. We all in America, in the Americas, are traumatized. Whether we going through COVID, postpartum, slavery, whatever you want to name it, but we all been traumatized. And I just want to say thank you so much to my friends and my guests who were able to show today. Thank you, Kevin, again for coming. Slugger Durant, I love you. Appreciate you for coming.
Man,
Julia, thank you so much for your time. Victor,
Absolutely.
appreciate you, Papa. I'll see you soon. I'm gonna get ready to make my closing, little closing little words and my words of wisdom and my every second with Cluren Williams wisdom. And then I got these two pretty little babies here on the show to get ready to close out with me. But one thing I want you guys to do, to always remember: stay dangerous, stay woke, and be the light of the world. Before we leave, I think the girls got something they want to say to you. Can you guys, y'all ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Christmas, and what else?
Happy New Year.
Bye. Y'all can wave to the bye. Say peace. Love y'all, man. Every second of Cluren. We out of here, man. All right. Thank y'all so much. Stay positive, stay dangerous, stay woke. And I'll holler at y'all later, man. See you next week, same time. Peace.
Scotty! Life is a dream. Just know that I'm around for my team. Know that I'll die for my team.